you or a loved one is facing cancer, one phone call can make a difference. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me this hour is Janet Teixeira. She's Executive Director of the Cancer Care Connection. Thanks for being with us. Good to see you, Janet.
Thanks a lot, Jill.
Devastating news to hear that you have been diagnosed with cancer, a loved one has been diagnosed with cancer, but there is a place to turn for help. All pick up the phone.
Absolutely. We are waiting to take calls from people who are in exactly that situation. You can be overwhelmed when you hear that information and you don't know where to start, maybe. You might have a lot of questions that you won't need answers to. And by calling us, you can talk to a master's level health professional who is highly trained and experienced in oncology and ready to help you navigate through whatever questions and concerns that you have.
A million questions come to mind when you hear a cancer diagnosis, but what are some of the main things that people call about? I would think that finances are a big concern for people at this point.
Absolutely. We have received a majority of our calls are about financial issues. And it's a very, very difficult time right now, as we all know. And in Delaware, we're very fortunate. We actually, in our state, provide treatment free for 2 years to anyone insured and who has been diagnosed in this state. And so we're ahead of the game. However, having insurance doesn't tell the whole story. If you don't have insurance, if you do have insurance, your copays could be very high. You could be underinsured. Your pharmaceutical costs could be very high. And people are really feeling that economic burden. So it can spill over into their daily needs and paying for things like rent and utilities because they're so stretched. So if they call us, what we can do is help them to tap into any resources that are out there that can help them with these different costs associated to their care. But there's very limited to no assistance for these daily living needs. There's a couple of little pockets here and there. We help them to connect with those. And we also coach people on how to fundraise for themselves or how to negotiate with the different entities that they owe money to. So how can I make a payment arrangement plan? What can I do to make this right without crashing their entire life?
In addition to this free financial assistance or guidance to point you in the right direction or some inappropriate directions, you talk to people about their particular kind of cancer. Obviously, cancers vary and they can be devastating in different ways, but people have specific questions about specific needs of specific types of cancer.
Correct. That is a common reason that people call. Sometimes they just haven't had enough time to digest what the doctor has told them, so they're confused and need more information. We can give general medical information, however, we do not give any specific medical advice, nothing that is individual to that person's exact diagnosis. But we can educate them on terminology, we can help them to formulate questions, we can help them to sort out which healthcare team they need to ask those questions. And if they have real technical questions, again, general, we can refer them to an oncology nurse.
But sometimes that's half the battle, knowing what to ask your physician.
Exactly, and that's what we can help them to do, is sort all of that out.
Janet, we just have a short time left, but it's not just patients that pick up the phone. Oftentimes it's caregivers as well.
Yes, we have about a majority of our callers are women in the middle age range, but only about a third of our callers are themselves. So the rest are people who are calling to assist that patient. There's a tremendous caregiver burden in the community, and we're here to help them with it.
And sometimes hearing that friendly voice on the other end can make all the difference. Thanks for being with us, Janet.
Absolutely.
We've been talking with Janet Teixeira. I'm Jill Horner.